There are no real words of comfort you can offer to parents whose children were almost murdered in their high school hallway. There are no words for the kids to explain why this would happen. There are no magic words to help them heal or allow them to sleep soundly at night. I felt helpless that I could not help them.
Today is day 3 of victim impact statements before the killer in the Freeman High School shooting is sentenced.
Emotions filled the courtroom today, just as fresh as the day of the shooting now more than 4 years ago. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 6. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Whitney Ward. It has now been 4.5 years since 15-year-old Caleb Sharp walked into Freeman High School and opened fire. Up to 150 victims and survivors are expected to be heard in court before he is officially sentenced. Today, many of those statements were in person in the courtroom.
KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk was in today's hearing and has more now on today's proceedings.
Well, just about every victim that spoke today asked the judge to put the gunman behind bars for life because they have to relive what happened every day for theirs.
All rise.
Students and parents filled the bench on the prosecution side. The only people sitting behind the Freeman shooter were the detention deputies that walked him in. Sharp's family was not present. In the third day of victim impact statements, Judge Michael Price heard more testimony from students who say the only reason they're here today is because the rifle jammed.
I had made eye contact with him after the first shot was fired into the crowd from his handgun, and it was a look of evil. A look that said he knew the harm these shots were causing and didn't care.
You may think that you've gotten what you wanted, but I assure you that every single person you hurt is stronger than you could ever be.
This student says she forgot what happened after the first gunshot because she was frozen in fear. A classmate had to drag her to safety. She says it was hard to leave that classroom even when deputies told them it was safe.
I pleaded to not have to leave that classroom, to not have to see it, not to see what's been done.
The court also heard from a Freeman paraeducator who had known Sharp for years.
I frequently worked with Caleb from the time he was in the first grade up to the day that he chose to murder his fellow classmates. I never saw a hint of the evil that must be present to perpetrate the crime that he committed.
When a parent took the stand, she broke down in tears, recalling the fact that even though her son was in danger, he was still worried about her safety. This is the message her teen sent to his father.
No, Dad. Tell her not to come. Don't know if he acted alone.
That mother, like so many others, raced to Freeman High School that day. There's still a sound that haunts her.
The unforgettable scream of a mother who just learned the fate of her son.
Victim impact statements continue next week before Caleb Sharp is sentenced. Reporting from the Spokane County Courthouse, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
And for the first time, we are hearing from from some Freeman students and what they witnessed on the second floor of the school when Caleb Sharp opened fire on his classmates.
KREM 2's Amanda Rowley shares now what those students told the judge today, and we do want to warn our viewers that these details may be hard to hear.
September 13th, 2017, changed the lives of dozens of Freeman students. Many still live with the trauma of the shooting that day. Despite the challenges they've faced since then, several students bravely told the judge what they witnessed on the second floor hallway those 4 years ago. One Freeman student remembered talking to Sam Strahan about a math assignment that morning. Shortly after this conversation, she said she heard gunshots. When she and her friends looked up, they saw Sam talking to Caleb briefly before Caleb shot him.
That image is one I still suffer from extreme nightmares to this day. Caleb turned towards the three of us with the gun still in his hand and pointed it at us, but continued to turn without firing.
That student told the judge she will carry the images, smells, and noises of that day with her for the rest of her life. A victim's advocate read another student's statement about when they saw the shooter with a rifle.
I heard gunshots as well as one of my classmates screaming in horror. I ran down the stairs and out the door. As I ran, I was not sure if he was behind me. I was just waiting to be shot as I ran.
Another student described the look on the shooter's face before the student realized Emma Neese was shot. Emma was one of the 3 girls injured that day.
I had made eye contact with him after the first shot was fired into the crowd from his handgun, and it was a look of evil. A look that said he knew the harm these shots were causing and didn't care. I saw him point in my direction and blink as he pulled the trigger, and in front of me was Emma Neese.
These brave students say the nightmare of that day will live with them forever, but they are hopeful the judge will consider the maximum sentence for Sharp. That way they will get justice and a chance to find some closure. Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
And if you would like to hear more of those victim impact statements or even learn more about the next steps in the gunman's trial, just text the word Freeman to 509-448-2000.
Now to some breaking news. The man accused of assaulting women in Manitoba Park has been arrested. 26-year-old Devontae Harden was arrested today. He was detained with the assistance of the Office of Special Investigation at Fairchild Air Force Base. According to Spokane Police, Harden is an active duty military member at Fairchild. According to police as well, one of the victims is a woman and the other is a child. Police also said they deployed undercover assets to the Manitoba area after hearing the reports. The man is now being charged with 2 counts of 4th-degree assault with sexual motivation. That's a gross misdemeanor. It carries a maximum sentence of up to 1 year in jail. Spokane police, they say they have no reason to believe there are any additional suspects involved in this case. This is, however, still a developing story. We will continue to update you just as soon as we get more information.
And more breaking news as we now know the names of the 2 police officers who fired their guns, killing a man they say was holding a knife to a baby. It happened earlier this week near Chief Garry Park in North Spokane. Now, according to court documents, those officers tried to de-escalate the situation, but they say the man ran upstairs with the baby and that police later shot him. Then that man died. Now, the baby was never hurt. Those 2 officers who fired their weapons have now been identified as Corporal Brandon Lynch. He's been with SPD since 2013. He's been a marksman with the police since 2020. The second officer is Corrigan Mohandro. He's also been with SPD since 2013 and is also a firearms and less lethal instructor. Meanwhile, police in Washington and Idaho are still looking for an armed and dangerous suspect.
Take a look at your screen right now. This is 30-year-old Jesse Spitzer. Since Friday, he evaded police twice in Washington. He popped back up yesterday in Post Falls after police responded to a burglary on Clearwater Loop. Police say Spitzer pulled out a gun and threatened to shoot himself before he escaped officers for a 3rd time. So he is wanted in multiple counties now. He is believed to have shaved his head and is using makeup to cover up his facial tattoos. If you have any information about Spitzer's location, please call the Post Falls Police Department. That number is right there at the bottom of your screen.
And new at 6 tonight, 4 out of the 5 teens who escaped a juvenile detention center in Snoqualmie have now been arrested, but 1 is still on the run. The 15-year-old who was convicted of murder is back in custody tonight. He was found in South King County earlier this morning. One of the other detainees was arrested in Kent. 2 others were found in Kirkland this afternoon. Police are still searching for 1 more and the blue Ford Edge that they all escaped in. Anyone with information about their whereabouts is asked to please call 911. A Spokane nonprofit is being sued now for alleged discrimination.
According to immigration lawyer Emmanuel Campos Gonzalez, World Relief offered him a job but then revoked the offer after learning that he is gay. Campos Gonzalez says he was offered a job with World Relief in September of 2021. 2 weeks after the verbal offer was made, the nonprofit rescinded the offer. When Campos Gonzalez asked why it was pulled, he said he was initially told it was, quote, due to confidential nature of some aspects of the recruiting process. His lawsuit claims the executive director later explained that the offer was rescinded because of a policy that mandates that sexual activities of all employees must be, quote, within the biblical covenant of marriage between a man and a woman, unquote. The lawsuit claims the policy cited is from World Relief's parent organization, the National Association of Evangelicals. World Relief's executive director has since resigned. Campos Gonzalez is suing for, quote, mental anguish and emotional distress and economic damages. We've reached out to World Relief for comment, but did not yet receive a response.
Spokane County is still seeing extremely high daily COVID case numbers. As we take a look at those right now, we do know that there are 1,512 cases reported today, according to the Regional Health District, and 195 people currently hospitalized with the virus, which again is 3 more than yesterday.
Meantime, over the state line in North Idaho, the Panhandle Health District is reporting 231 new cases today. About 4,700 cases are in a backlog right now. 100 people are currently hospitalized. That is the same number of people as yesterday. And with Omicron spreading so rapidly in the inland Northwest, more options for tests are now becoming available. 2 new testing sites are opening in Spokane this week.
But they're not like the sites that we have seen here over the last 2 years. Our Cody Proctor is at the Meade location tonight to explain how things will be running.
Well, Mark and Whitney, this new COVID test trailer actually opened up about an hour ago. And when we first got here, we already had a line for that testing trailer, and still there is a line even this evening with people coming in to get those tests taken for tonight here at Meade Union Stadium. And it turns out that getting a test is pretty simple. All you have to do is come up to the trailer and grab a test. Now, what makes this site different is that it is both a walk-up and drive-through test site. The video that we're going to show you is from the company Curative, who made the trailer teaching you how to swab yourself. Now, Curative Regional Director Elizabeth Bayardi says these tests are a self-collected nasal swab with Curative guiding them through the process. We can actually see them doing that process right now and guiding people through it. Curative and the Spokane Regional Health District worked together to get 2 of these sites up and running here in Spokane County.
This site was a priority from Spokane Regional Health District based on the patient population and the need for testing in this part of the county. Downtown Spokane, as you can imagine, is very highly populated. There are a lot of patients who are experiencing homelessness, and so they wanted a spot where patients could walk up, get tested very easily.
Now, the testing trailer here that we are at tonight at Meade Union Stadium will be open until 8 tonight. After that, it'll be open Wednesday through Friday from 4 to 8 p.m. and on Saturdays and Sunday from 9 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. Appointments can be scheduled online with Curative or at the site as well. Now, the second testing pod will be in the parking lot of the Dennis Murphy Chaz Clinic in downtown Spokane. That opens up tomorrow and will be a walk-up clinic only. It'll be open Tuesday through Friday from 9 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon, as well as a Saturday from 9 till 4 p.m. Reporting in Spokane, Cody Proctor, KREM 2 News.
And if you'd like more information about the new testing sites, just text us the word TEST to 509-448-2000, and we'll send that link directly to your phone. All right, let's switch gears and talk weather. Whitney, I don't know about you, but I had to dust off my sunglasses today because I haven't used them for it feels like the whole month of January because it's been so cloudy.
It has been so cloudy. It was just such a welcome sight today. I actually tried to wear sunglasses a few days ago. Had to take them off because I couldn't see anything. It was too dark. So meteorologist Michelle Boss is here. And Michelle, we're hoping that you have some good news for us, maybe at least about tomorrow.
Well, the weather's going to be relatively quiet, and I don't think we're going to be socked into that dense fog and the dense low clouds that we saw in the past week, but I'm not sure we're going to see as much sunshine over the next couple days as we saw today. It certainly was nice, but not everybody got to see it. As you take a look at satellite and radar, you can see that nice clear patch in the Spokane area, Coeur d'Alene, starting to try to make a little progress westward, but from Colville to Omak, Moses Lake, down to Walla Walla, even Lewiston, they were socked into the low clouds all day today and didn't get to enjoy any of that sunshine. Sunshine helped boost our temperatures above freezing this afternoon, but of course after sunset, clear skies and light winds help those temperatures fall pretty quickly as well. 27 right now in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, down to the lower 20s in Deer Park, still holding on to the lower 30s in Moses Lake and right at freezing in Lewiston. Here's a look at the next 12 hours. It looks like we will see a return of some cloud cover overnight with some higher clouds moving in. That may prevent any dense fog from moving in, but any breaks in the clouds, we could still see some patchy low clouds and fog out there tomorrow morning. But otherwise, quiet weather for heading into the weekend. Dry on Friday and Saturday, but it looks like a little bit of snow is returning for your Sunday.
Sounds good, Michelle. Thank you. Well, a new Spokane council member already in hot water. Why he says he is not following the state's mask mandate.
Plus, later on, Washington's paid family leave fund could run out of money by March. How the state is trying to avoid that, coming up later in the show.